Fighting styles are such an important aspect of Blox Fruits, and there are a total of 12 different fighting styles in this game. All of them have very unique abilities, and today I will be showcasing all of the fighting styles and also will be ranking them in a tier list. So yeah, without further ado, let's get right into the video. Here we have the fighting styles you guys can get in the first C. Starting off with the combat fighting style. Whenever you guys play Blox Fruits for the first time, you guys will be using the combat fighting style. Yes, I know it is a very iconic fighting style, but it is not really good for farming or for fighting other people. So for that reason, we have to rank it in the bad tier. Moving on into the dark step fighting style. You guys can definitely use this in the first C and it can be very helpful for farming levels, but when you guys are in the second or the third C, you guys cannot really use this fighting style because it's not really gonna be that good for fighting or for farming. So for that reason, I have to place it in the meh tier. Next we have the electric fighting style. This is actually quite a good fighting style for combos, but this is purely for the beginners. If you guys are in the second or the third C, I would not really use this fighting style and would definitely get something better. And lastly, we have the water kung fu fighting style. This is the fourth and the last fighting style you guys can get in the first C, and I think I will be ranking this in the good tier. This is very good for farming in the first and also in the second C. But as I said earlier, whenever you are in the second or the third C, you guys can get some very powerful fighting styles which are both good for farming and for PvP. So yeah, let's move on into the fighting styles of the second C. Oh, and before I continue, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. I know most of you guys are not subscribed to the channel. First of all, we have the Dragon Breath fighting style. This is actually such a strong fighting style, and especially for the second C, if you guys have this fighting style, it is going to be very useful. It is both very good for farming and also for PvP. So I will be ranking this at the top of good tier. I might even put it on the best since it is very strong. Moving on into the superhuman fighting style. I will be ranking this in the best tier. This is probably one of the strongest fighting styles in the game, and especially if you guys are trying to fight other people, this fighting style will go with literally anything. If you guys are using a sword, a gun, a devil fruit, whatever it is, this will work with it, and it is such a strong fighting style. And before we continue, I think we should add another tier to make this a little bit more easier to understand. Okay, next we have the death step fighting style. This is actually a very good fighting style. This fighting style has good damage and is very fast, and you guys can do some amazing combos. But the thing is that it is pretty difficult to get used to. For example, if I were to use the superhuman fighting style, that would be a lot more easier for me to use rather than using the death step fighting style. So for that reason, I ranked it in the very good tier, not the best, because it is a little bit harder to learn. But other than that, it is definitely a very good fighting style. Moving on into the Sharkman Karate, and I think, to be honest, this is going in the best tier. It is such an easy fighting style to use. The moves are very unique, and oh my god, it has some amazing combos. You guys can learn the combos very fast, and also the moves are quite unique, so it might even catch your opponents off guard and you guys can get a cheeky little combo in, which results in a lot of damage and a potential win for you guys. So for that reason, the Sharkman Karate will be going in the best tier for me. And lastly, let's move on into the fighting styles in the third C. Moving on into the Electric Claw. I think I don't even have to explain this. This should be in the best tier. It is a very fast and a super strong fighting style. And just like I said earlier for superhuman, it literally goes with everything. Whether you guys are using a sword, gun, or a devil fruit, this fighting style will work with everything and you guys can easily do combos and do a lot of damage to your opponents. So with that being said, the Electric Claw is a top tier fighting style. Moving on into the Dragon Talon fighting style, and this is definitely going in the best tier. This has the highest damage, and I think the Death Step has the second highest damage in the game. And not only the damage, the moves are very easy to use, and you guys can do some insane combos with this fighting style. And the moves of this fighting style are very easy to aim, so you guys will most likely not miss and win a lot of fights very easily. So yeah, I'm gonna be placing this in the best tier. Next we have the God Human fighting style, and I don't even have to say anything about this. I think this is probably one of the strongest fighting styles in the game. Just think of it as a bigger brother of Superhuman, and Superhuman is already in the best tier, so what would you expect? It has some high damage, super easy to use moves, and also very good combo potential. And just like Superhuman, you guys can use this fighting style with literally everything. So yeah, this is definitely a top tier fighting style. And now the moment you all have been waiting for, the Sanguine Art fighting style. This is definitely one of the coolest fighting styles in the game, and I would say one of the strongest ones as well. As you guys can see, the moves, they are very unique and also they look amazing. And hands down, this is the best fighting style for farming. Whether you are farming levels, sea beasts, the new Leviathan boss, or anything, it is the best for that purpose. And don't get me wrong, it is very strong for PvP as well, but in my opinion, the Sanguine Art actually lacks a little bit of mobility. For example, if you were to use the God Human fighting style, and even if you are fighting somebody, you guys can move around a little bit and unexpectedly attack your opponent, but with this fighting style, that's not the case. But still, with the lack of mobility, it has some amazing abilities, decent amount of damage, and overall a very strong fighting style. But overall, I think the God Human is a little bit better than the Sanguine Art, and if we compare them with farming, yeah, Sanguine Art is just so good for farming. But yes, this is my personal opinion. Some people would like to use Sanguine Art more than God Human, but personally I think God Human is a little bit, just a tiny bit better than the Sanguine Art as of right now. So yeah, if you guys agree with this tier list, please make sure to let me know in the comments below, and if you think I ranked something a little bit low or something a little bit high, make sure to let me know and I will try to answer all of your questions, or if I'm wrong, I will try to correct myself as well. Oh yeah, and you guys can also join my Discord server down in the description. You guys can do some different raids, maybe look for Leviathan bosses, or you guys can also trade in my server, and I also do some giveaways, so you guys can win yourself some fruits. And if you want me to make a video on a specific topic, you can also suggest that as well. So yeah, this is the end of the tier list. If you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure to hit that like button and also hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to hit 50,000 subscribers, so you subscribing would be a big help. And hopefully I will see you guys in my next video. Peace.